So this week I got my first Brand Diagnostic review from a very good professional, Nick Collins, who runs ID Fitness. He came to me expressing certain things that he wanted to get across in his business, and he was quite stuck. Now, what's interesting is that Nick, I'm going to read you out the testimonial that Nick sent me. I asked him 3 questions. It's, what were you expecting when I said I'd run a diagnostic on your business? What did you actually get and what surprised you about it? And I also said, what did it make you think or do differently? Now, the very first question that he answered was, what were you expecting when I said I'd run a brand diagnostic? Honestly, I thought I was getting a glorified audit of my marketing, a few surface level tweaks to my messaging, and maybe some suggestions for my website copy. I expected something functional but fairly generic, like a standard brand review that tells you what you already know in slightly better words. And then question number 2, right, it says, what did you actually get and what surprised you about it? He says, what I actually got, and I love this, excuse me, he said, what I actually got was a psychological x-ray of my business that showed me exactly why ID Fitness feels different to our clients. This is brilliant. And how to translate that into language. So already, and I was able to, after speaking with Nick, I was already able to tap into that. That's just something I've been doing for a long time, all right? He says, the Soul Signal Diagnostic, which is kind of part of my brand authority engine, is the Soul Signal framework. He says it went way deeper than positioning statements. It maps the real fears, secret desires, and lived reality of my clients in a way that felt like Peter, that's me, had been sitting in on my consultation for years. This came across very quickly in our first conversation, which it did. I was able to, when I'm speaking to clients, you know, it is about picking, I can just pick up that energy because we're all different, right? I know that, you know, so I don't go for generic. I go for you, what you're saying, and if you've got excellence about you, which Nick has, I will help you unpack that, right? He says to me, the biggest surprise was seeing our true line philosophy reflected back to me with more clarity than I'd ever managed myself. It felt like someone had finally put the hard edges around what I've only been able to describe vaguely up till now, all right? This is the most super important part of branding, is how you speak about it, but it has to be, it can't be any chat GTP stuff, it can't be generic from a book, it has to be doling from you. Chat GTP, AI, all of these books by Russell Brunson, they are absolutely brilliant frameworks. AI is an amazing tool, but you have to start with you first, all right? He said, and then the last question is, what did it make you think or do differently? He says, it made me stop thinking of ID Fitness as just a high-touch local fitness service, right? So it's important in how you think about your business and what value you bring. And he said he was able to then start seeing it as a market-leading wellness philosophy and brand with a clear, true line that no competitor can copy. That's also super important. So it is about, the brand is about building something out that no one can copy. The design sits on top of that. So that design visually communicates that difference, okay? He says, I've already begun rewriting our website, sales conversations and corporate pitches using the Soul Signal messaging. And for the first time, prospects are saying, that's exactly how I feel, instead of let me think about it. So what's happening for Nick now, since I've put these in place, he's able to close clients faster, and he's also be able to demonstrate a true understanding of them through me helping him articulate his own philosophy in a format that works with how branding works. And he says, more importantly, it shifted how I talk about the value of what we do now. I'm now far more in line with our brand because the diagnostic gave me the words and structure to justify the transformation we actually deliver, not just the products and services that we offer. So that is why I created the Brand Diagnostic. And what it does fundamentally, so Nick hasn't had to spend an absolute fortune on going to agencies, getting a new website, spending all this money, and what a lot of founders are doing now is they're spending hours and hours and hours and hours and hours typing in prompts into AI and all the rest of it. With this, now I've built that out, he can put that into AI, and that will produce faster answers that he can get to work with, and he comes first, all right? So he knows when AI is reflecting back to him the deep side of his brand, he already can come to conclusions quicker if indeed he's going to use AI. But right now, what we've given him with the Brand Diagnostic has enabled him to just dial in his message, and this is one of the most important aspects of branding. So I'm so chuffed with it. I'm really chuffed. It's my first one, and I do need to reach out to a couple more clients. At this stage, I'm looking for probably another 2 or 3. So if you want a brand diagnostic on your business in a similar fashion to what I've done to Nick, what I ask for is I'm doing this in exchange for a testimonial. Visit the link in the description below, and if there's a good fit, then we'll proceed. But all I'm asking is that you give me a testimonial. That's it. It's not going to cost you any money at all, and I want you to benefit from it. All right, I'll speak to you soon. Peter Coleman, Brand Mechanic.